enter the heat of battle. Go for it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kagiwadas. First and foremost, I want to thank you all on the West Coast for getting up early and tuning in. It's 10 a.m. For those of you on the East Coast, it's 1 p.m., so y'all should be awake. Real talk, I want to make this a really great podcast series and be able to highlight some of my favorite people that I've met through this journey of streaming and everything else. And, before we do anything, we got to get through some announcements. First and foremost, I want to thank my homies, my partners over at Arcade Shock. Get yourself some of the most premium parts on the West Coast here using the code ClawDaddy to get yourself 10% off on accessories and apparel. The boys over at Arcade Shock were graceful enough to, partner me up with them. So use the code ClawDaddy, get yourself 10% off, So yeah, this woman needs no introduction. She's a wonderful ambassador to the FGC on the East Coast. Great community, the Kanzuki Estato. What's up, Corinth? What's up, Chobo? I'm just very, very happy to be able to bring you guys this guest, and it means a lot to my heart because she's been a great ambassador for the for the game of Street Fighter 5, and for me as well on my journey here streaming. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you, drum roll please, MissPatriciaa. Hold on. Hey, how you doing, Miss Patty?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello,
Nightmare
everybody.
Effect, thank you for the follow. So yeah, this is great. How's your day going so far? You're 3 hours ahead of me, so I'm a little behind.
It is. That means I got to sleep a little bit. No, it's great for me because you're the early bird. I got to sleep, so I'm really happy. I feel refreshed. I did skincare this morning. Everything's good.
Nice. I got that crackhead energy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always doing something. It's like, oh, gotta go to Costco. Gotta go. I'm like, just yeah. Meanwhile, my wife is like, babe, can you just stop? Can we stop with the energy? It's too much energy.
Oh, I feel that.
Yeah.
I understand.
So
I
yeah,
feel the same way.
let's get right into it. But before we get right into it, first and foremost, I got one thing. How's your mother?
Oh, my mother.
Yeah.
Oh, my mother called me this morning. She woke me up out of my sleep. My mother. I can't.
Nice. We can't live
But,
with them. Can't live. Sometimes you can't live with them, but you can't live without them, right? It's
Right.
tough. It's a tough dichotomy. So, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who you are, but please give us an introduction. What is your name? Age, if you care to share. Current occupation. What are you doing? What's up?
Okay, so my name is Patricia, also known as Miss Patricia. I am, as you said before, an ambassador. Oh, I'm an ambassador. That sounds cool. I'm a huge advocate for the FGC. I'm a huge advocate for wholesome community, and I've been in the scene for, I guess now, since 2011. So since Street Fighter 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into that later. I am proudly 31 years old. And my occupation, I am a marketer by day and a streamer by night.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even say streamer. I say entertainer. You know, I think all of us here in the game, we're not just streamers. I think, you know, the world is moving in such a way that it's not just for the people on TV that are able to entertain. They're not the only ones with the right to do it. I think we're building our own little niche, and you have your Discord, the Kanzuki Estate, which I love. I love that name. I love it so much. It's so great.
Nice to hear.
You know, but do you have any siblings? Just curious.
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
I have one older brother.
Okay.
He's 11 years older than me.
Okay, cool. So we kind of share the same, because I have an older sister who's 6 years older than me. So
I'm the bratty sister.
You're the
I'm
bratty
the
sister.
Brat. Like,
yeah.
no, I'll be 40. I'm still the brat. That's not changing.
Yeah, I am the baby for sure in the family. So yeah, I get it. Which takes me to my first question. So, what was your first fighting game, and who introduced you to it?
My brother.
Yeah.
Everything everything that has to do with me and video games has everything to do with my brother. Because since he was old enough, he got a job, he got his own money, and he started buying all the consoles. So I would just go in there when he was at work, and I would turn everything on, and I would start playing. And then when he would come home at like 7 or 8, depending on the time, I'd just be sitting there, and then all I hear is "get out," and I'm like, all right. I'm like, I just put it down, and that's it.
So
but it was Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
Street Fighter 2.
Dude, Air 5. That's me too. My older sister, you know, I think I went 0-300 before I finally beat her.
Did you ever have the time where they put the controller in just enough so it looked like you were playing, but you weren't, and then you caught on, and then you
No,
were
because
like...
she could beat me fair.
Oh.
She could beat me fair. Yeah, like, funny story. It was about you, but I want to share this with you because it's freaking hilarious. So, you know, my sister retired from the Air Force. Thank you for your service, sis. And she came here. Like, I went to Colorado and drove her and the 2 kids, my nieces, back to Cali. And we did a little green stuff for the first time together in a while. And I was like, hey, sis, let's play Street Fighter, like, for the first time in forever on PS4. You know, and I choose, I think, Blanca, just as a joke, because I'm like, like, she ain't gonna know nothing. I love you, sis, but this bitch opens up with jumping heavy kick, crouching medium kick, Hadouken on a PS4 controller. And that's when I knew I fucked up, and I turned 6 years old.
Oh, wow. Look at you. What a story.
I was like, what the fuck? But, you know, speaking of when you're a kid, like, what kept you playing? Like, what kept you playing fighting games for so long? Like, as a kid, you know, your older brother introduces you to Street Fighter, you're like, what the hell is this? Oh my god, it's so crazy. What kept you coming? What was the hook? What kept you coming back for more?
Oh, all my friends would come over.
Okay.
Like elementary school, middle school. I was the girl who had all the consoles.
Nice.
So like, and I was the one who introduced all the little girls to video games too. So if they have memories to talk about video games, they could be like, oh yeah, I went to this girl Patty's house and then we played video games all day and then we ordered pizza. Yeah, that's me. I credit that to myself.
That's sick. That's, you know, I feel like there's this like stigma, which we can get into later, but about like women playing games. I'm like, why does it matter if women or men play games? Just play games. Play games, you know what I'm saying? Like, have fun, play games, done. Simple, right? If only. But, you know, speaking of that, what was it like for you? What was your experience like, you know, being a girl who played games in the 90s, you know? Because I would have thought that was cool as shit when I was growing up, you know? I'm just like, oh, this is a bunch of dudes, and like, oh my god, there's like a girl playing games? What the fuck? Mind blown, you know? So what was your experience like in that particular role, you know?
I will definitely get into that. But the water, I hear the kettle.
Oh, okay.
2 seconds.
Please, yeah,
2 seconds.
go for
2
it.
seconds.
You're good. All right, shout out Stack Bradford. Thank you so much for Stack. How do I? Oh, geez. Thank you for that. We'll change that right now. Lazy Bones, what's up? Leela Press, thank you so much. Stack Bradford, thank you for telling me that I misspell. Full disclosure, I misspell all my emails a lot in my professional life, so this is a big problem. Thanks so much.
Sorry, I could have either answered the question or had my house burned down.
No, don't have your house
Which one
burned
would have
down.
been
You
more
don't.
convenient?
We don't want the house to burn down. So yeah, apparently I misspelled your name in the title, and Stack called me out. So I appreciate you, Stack Bradford. Thank you. Or
Stacky.
Stacky. Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to call him Stacky? I don't know. I don't want to overstep any
People
bounds
call
here.
him Stacky over time. I've seen it leak into other people's
Okay.
names, but
Yeah.
Stacky was started
Okay.
by Chobo and Patricia.
Yeah.
That was a thing. I claim it, Stacky. That's mine.
Because I know the call of the Zodiac Killer right now, because we had King Rex on last week. Rexy!
Rexy. Yeah, that's the jam.
Yeah, so...
Yes, the experience as a girl playing games in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely not as accepted as it was now.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the guys didn't care. Obviously, the boys didn't care.
Yeah.
But I was also not. How can I put this in the nicest words?
Doesn't have to be nice. This is unfiltered.
Pretty. I was an ugly duckling, I guess you could say. I was a duckling, and so I was definitely always seen as one of the dudes. I was even when I had a crush on a boy. I was a dude. And,
what's that term? You were like, what is it? The duff. Not quite the duff, but
there's a term.
Yeah, so
I thought it was just like a tomboy or like friend zone.
Yeah, well, like I don't know, there was a whole movie, but like the designated ugly fat friend. Duff, DUFF.
That's a thing.
That's
I
a thing.
Didn't know that.
There was a which just tells you I watch rom-coms and chick flicks a lot, but it's called the Duff, DUFF.
Oh wow! I could have been a Duff. I think I could have been a Duff. I wasn't like that big, but
No, but you could just do a single F too, so it doesn't have to be double F. Just the movie happened to be double F.
Okay, I was Duff. One
F.
One F. Yeah. Yeah. Getting to the one F. I guess you could say. But I had the luck of having met Choba when I was young, like when I was 13. So she was actually probably the second or third person in my life, but the first person in my life that actually played video games good.
Okay.
So meeting her was actually very good for me, even though we didn't hang out often because we went to different schools, but we bonded that way. And I think Choba will also agree with me. It was always not. People didn't really care about it. People didn't actively be like, oh yeah, I play games, or I watch anime, or I do this. The girls didn't do that. Even if they did like it, it wasn't the cool thing. So therefore, it didn't really happen that way. But I would print out pictures. I'd go to the library and print out pictures of like Yu Yu Hakusho stuff or Dragon Ball Z stuff. And on each subject of my notebook, I would like stick it on my notebook in the folders, in the folder part, and like. When I would open my notebook, everybody would be like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool," or, like I remember one girl kind of like looked at it a little funny, and she was like, "Oh yeah, those cartoons," and I'm like, "Yeah." Cartoons. But no, I was always proud of it.
And you basically said the two anime that sculpted me into the man that I am right now, which is Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh you changed my life.
Yeah, just the Sensui arc where you're like, wait, the good guy's bad and the bad guy's good, and good and evil. It's not just black and white. Like
it's gray. There's gray areas in life. It was perfect.
And then like spoiler alert, like when dude, I'm in like the 8th grade or something, and like when Ryzen dies, straight balling. I'm straight balling.
Yeah, that was a moment.
Yeah.
It really was a moment.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I got to. That was actually Yu Yu Hakusho was my first purchase. I would buy the DVDs. I'd go to Suncoast every month.
Suncoast.
And I would put them on reserve, and I would go to the store and I would get them. I'd save up my lunch money because Mom would give me $5 every day. Mom was rich, obviously. She gave me $5 every day. That's a lot of money at the end of the month. But I would save it up. I would only use $2 for pizza and put the rest away. And then at the end of the month, I'd go and I'd buy my DVDs, and like that was it. That was the story on that.
That's awesome. That's similar for me, but instead of DVDs, it was skateboard decks. and I was at like $3 a day, you know, because I'd run through them a lot. Yeah, but you know, so speaking of gaming, you know, your first game is Street Fighter. Obviously you're a Ken main. Everyone knows you play Ken. Ken is like your guy. I'm going to make the assumption here and not even ask the question that you played Ken, right? This whole time? Or am I wrong?
In Street Fighter 5?
In Street Fighter 2, from the beginning, was it Ken?
No.
All right, then let's hear it. Who was it? Who was the first character you played? Oh, okay.
It was Chun-Li. Yeah, I loved her, but she didn't agree with me in 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up with Ken in 4, and then I carried him over to 5.
I see. So what drew you to Chun-Li?
She was a girl.
Okay.
You know, at that age, I'm just like, you know, when you were watching Power Rangers, I liked Kimberly. I wanted to be Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably why I'm a little blondie now, because she was dirty blonde, and I was like, that's my girl. I love her. So, you know, at a young age especially, you have the role models that you pick, and I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Chun-Li because she kicked ass.
Yeah.
That was my girl.
Literally,
you know?
Hyakuretsukyuk. 100
but
fast
I mean,
kicks.
spamming kicks, you know, wasn't a bad thing either.
Mm-hmm.
I got my brother a few times with that.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't happy.
And then you get the carpal tunnel right here, right? From playing
well,
on that
I quit
cess
Chun-Li,
pad.
so
Yeah.
at that point, I had quit Chun-Li, so
Mhm.
I saved myself from that.
For sure. So yeah, apart from Street Fighter 2, were there any other games, not just fighting games, any other games that you played with your brother that you have fond memories of growing up?
For the Dreamcast, we would play Soul Calibur together. Sega Saturn. There was this one baseball game that we used to play. Sega Saturn didn't have too many titles for the Sega Saturn, but we did have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Virtua Cop. I think it was Virtua Cop. And then Power Stone 2 for the Dreamcast was one that we were always rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Third Strike. There was a lot of games that we played together, but I was always by myself when he would leave the house. I was always on Super Mario World 3.
Nice.
And Super Mario All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing a lot of Link to the Past.
Oh.
I was always playing Link to the Past.
Sick.
That gold cartridge was really pretty. I was like, yes, this is the one. And Star Fox, can't forget Star Fox.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
Do a barrel roll, right?
That's the shit.
Yeah. Oh man. So dang, you're like answering every question before I even ask it. This is great. You're like, you got foresight. But so basically every console you said you've had growing up. Growing up, it was every console by virtue of your older brother. So what I will say is, what console was missing in the collection as you were growing up? Were there any?
Yes. You know what? Oddly enough, I was late to the PS1. Because we were Nintendo people.
I see.
I was late to PS1.
But you had it.
Yes, eventually I had it.
Mm-hmm.
But I got it like so late in the game, and by that time, PS2 was getting ready to release, and then there was kind of no point in having it at that time. Yeah, I honestly, like, surprisingly enough, I've had more experience with Nintendo than I did Sony, and I didn't really like. There were so many titles for the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I've only ever played them at like friends' houses.
I see,
like
because
that.
you didn't have the console.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, for me, it was, I had like, I think almost every Nintendo console, and I started at a PlayStation 2.
Well, that's a good place to start.
Yeah. And I never had a Sega, and oddly enough, there is a pristine fucking Dreamcast in my in-laws garage that I need to go do the HDMI treatment on and find me Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and mod one of my sticks and come back to my roots. So speaking of that roots, did you go to arcades and stuff like that when you were growing up, or did you mainly play like at friends' houses and this and that?
Arcades, we had very few. There was one in town that we had that I went to when I was a teenager, and I swear that was when DDR was released. and I swear, I played the shit out of that. I paid their rent. I'm almost certain I single-handedly paid their rent for like 2 months.
Mhm.
I would go with Chobo. There was this one song that we would do all the time. It was called La Señorita.
Mm.
She loved that song. That was the jam. And I think that was like the one song that I could do on intermediate before I started like getting really into it.
Mhm.
But that was like the one arcade that we would go to. Did they have fighters? I don't think so. I think they had like Tekken. I remember Bubble Bobble. They had Bubble Bobble. I like that game. And then the Jurassic Park game. And that was really it. There wasn't too many arcades around, and if they did, they would start shutting down. But Chinatown Fair was also a place that my brother took me to, New York, since we're so close to New York.
Mhm.
And that was just like a dream come true. I'm glad I got to visit it before they closed down.
Yeah, that's because you're in Jersey, no?
Yes.
Okay, so you're like basically it's like if the border to New York is here, Jersey is like here or wherever you're from. Like
It's
just
like
a
20
quick
minutes out. Yeah,
And
it's like
by
it's a
car or
commute.
by train?
It's a simple. What? I don't even know these hand signals.
by car or train. I was scratching my face.
Oh, by car.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really it's not difficult to get to. It's actually pretty close.
For sure. Yeah, Bubble Bobble. That's the one with the 2 green dinosaurs and you like the arrow or no.
Yeah, it was really fun. It
Uh-huh.
was really I loved that game. That game was legit.
Yeah,
That's
it is
jam.
definitely legit. Yeah, arcades were always a really fun place. I remember, but you know, here in SoCal, like there was that chain called Aladdin's Arcade. I don't know if or
Oh,
Aladdin's
no,
Castle, I think.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, and then also I live near a beach called Redondo Beach, and there was a thing called the Redondo Beach Fun Factory, which you know a lot of people here in the South Bay, we call our area the South Bay, remembered. And you know I remember DDR was there, Street Fighter 2 was there, whatever else. That's where you kind of like, I hate to say it this way, like all the really good kids at fighting games who happen to be same looking as me would congregate.
Are you saying the Asian kids?
Yes, Asian kids. Yes, all the Asian kids. I just wanted someone else to say it for me, but all the really cool Asian
hysterical.
kids would like play there, and I just remember being able to like maybe whoop, like not the boss, the final boss, but like the 2 under him, and yeah, that was a good time. But I think the nice thing about like, especially now as we're older, when we see those arcade cabinets, you can't help but waste 50 cents or whatever to play the game there. No, or is it just me?
It's $1. I think it's like $1.50 now for like a lot of these cabinets.
Really?
Not cheap. They're not cheap, and it's kind of annoying.
Ugh, that
Like
sucks.
the only ones that actually cost like $0.25, which isn't so bad, is like Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Chobo. I think when we were playing Street Fighter, well, we found like this old school we found this like kind of ghetto arcade, like a few towns over, and we've been going there before COVID. Me and her were actually going there pretty often, and it had like a busted, like one of them had like the busted player 2 side, but like we wanted to go there. We really wanted to go out and play. Like that was what we did, and I think that was like kind of cheap. But other than that, all the new games, they're so expensive, and it just kind of takes away from that experience. Plus, the games aren't the same anymore. You know,
Yeah.
it's different. It's definitely different.
Yeah, I actually have the car wash that I go to once a month for my like good wash, you know, not my drive through Costco, but my good car wash. They have a Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet that's pristine in the Spanish language. Pristine. Every button works, the joystick works. It's wonderful, but because COVID, they don't let you hang around because, you know, you can't touch it because of like spreading. But
Right.
before, I was just like, I remember I like whooped a kid. I felt so bad. I was like, here, play on my side. Like, just, I gotta go get my car. But yeah, it's, yeah, it was great. So speaking of, you know, fighting games, to shift gears a little bit. So what motivates you as a fighting games player? What are the things that fuel you to be like, all right, I'm gonna play fight games, I'm gonna kick ass? Is it like the glory, the competition, self-betterment, smashing motherfuckers? Like what is it that fuels MissPatriciaa as a fighting games player? What's the motivation?
I'm super competitive.
Okay.
I have a competitive nature, and it sucks because I wish I was better at games. But I swear, like I'm trying. This year, that's it.
I see
We're
it.
doing it. You
I
know?
see it.
It's coming. It's on its way. So. That's what's happening. And streaming has definitely helped because my initial entry to the scene. I guess it's another. I'm sure it's gonna end up being another question.
No, but
like,
tell it. Just you don't have to go at my pace. I'm here. We're here to hear your story. So tell us about it.
So my I used to play a lot of Street Fighter 4 online. Yeah, tons online. I met friends actually from upstate New York, which are like friends now, where we all met in person after a while, and lifelong friendship, yada yada. And one day my brother caught me just like I was playing the game, and I swear to, this is like a true story. I was just laying here like kind of this. I was just playing like that, and my brother saw me, and he's like, you look like a beached whale. He's like, what are you doing with your life? And I'm like, I'm just playing the game. It's my day off. And he's like, if you really like this game so much, why don't you go make money off? Go find a way to make money off playing games. And I was like, but I was still in that position. I didn't move. I didn't even answer him. I just sat there, with the controller in my hand. At the time, I was playing on control. I was playing on pad. I didn't play on stick. And I just sat there and I thought, I was like, he's right. So I got up and I went to one of my local video game stores. It's a retro video game store. It's called Digital Press Video Games. It's in Clifton, New Jersey, for all the Jersey heads. And one of the nicest owners I could have possibly come across on my whole journey of this. And I remember I went in there with such a demanding. I was such a brat. I went in there and I was like, you need to hire me and I'm going to host tournaments for you. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had no experience. I just went in there thinking I was hot shit and I was going to do it. And we did it. It was as simple as that. And he was like, I was like, do you have anybody running your tournaments right now? And he was like, no, I don't. And I'm like, what about for fighting games? And he was like, no, I don't. And I was like, we should work together. I'm like, I'm a marketer for a living. Let's work something out. And he gave me a shot. And I'll never forget that after my third or fourth tournament, we had a ritual of just kind of, we all hung back, me and the crew, who worked there, the staff. And we would have shots of Macallan's. And we raised our glasses and he was like, you know what, Patricia? This month you've made me the most money just by hosting and promoting all these events. And I that was the time where I'll never forget that moment, because I was just that was my brother who called me a beached whale. That was my brother. He was the one who was like, this girl is a whale. She needs to go. And normally I'll never forget how I feel like anybody else would have been really hurt by that, but I kind of like to take all those insults and all the negative, and I like to turn them into something. It just, there's no sense in crying over it. You just got to do something about it. And maybe they're right in the sense that maybe we just got to do better. But this beach whale got off her ass, and I we did really good, and then that's how I started meeting so many people in the scene, and it changed my entire life. That carried out all through my 20s. And the FGC became such a huge part of my life. Yeah, so many aspects of it, I could say.
Nice. So, you're running tournaments, you have, what's that store's name? Let's shout them out again. What's the store called?
Oh, Digital Press Video Games.
Digital Press.
In New Jersey.
Yeah,
Shout outs to them.
Digital Press Video Games, you're running tournaments and stuff. Was the community receptive to a self-proclaimed brother-proclaimed beached whale running their tournaments?
Yeah, I think it was different because, mind you, there were girls who were in the staff that were there, but I think, and Chobokins used to come to my tournaments, the Lappers used to come to my tournaments. Those two were kind of my, by force, they had to be there no matter what.
If they're your ride or dies.
They were my ride or dies, and if they didn't show up, then we would have issues. but um, but they were there and they could tell you. I went in there professionally dressed every single time.
I did a deep dive on your Facebook, and I've seen those photos with the little badge and like the photo and the clipboard and shit.
You know my history then.
I did a little homework. I did a little homework. I came prepared.
Oh boy, I'm
es
excited.
mejor preparado, you know what I'm saying? The best preparation.
Yes. You did your homework.
Mm-hmm.
I love Plucky. And yeah, Lil Lapras made the flyers, and she did a really good job with them. She has really good Photoshop work. And Showbokens was my marketer too. Like that girl was a promoter. If I said, you know, like, yo, we're gonna go here, she was like, okay, and then that was it. Like flyer. We would go, like last minute tournaments. It was maybe the last hour, and I was like, fuck, I need more entries. I need people to show up to this event. So we would go with a plan to Barnes and Noble, and I'm like, yo, this is what we're gonna do. You and I are just gonna go around, and we're just gonna hang there. We're gonna go by the manga section, and we're just gonna wait. So we hung out. I was opening some. I got some good reading in, and like maybe 10, 15 minutes would pass, and then somebody would come in and they'd start looking at manga too, and I would look at what they were reading, and I'd be like, oh, and I would strike up a conversation, and then in would swoop Chobo, and then we would just be like, oh yeah, so you know, like speaking of video games, oh Chobo, we gotta go, like, you know, oh, by the way, we have this event. Show up. They would all show up. It was brilliant. It was perfect. We got those numbers, and it was so much fun. Like, I had so much fun doing all of that because it was really my adventure time. Like, I really had an incredible time doing all of that.
Dang. So you were the main, and then Chobo would be like your wingman.
Yes.
Basically.
She was wingman. She was 100% wingman.
Hey, have you ever used that approach to like flirt with boys? Because that basically sounds so like I have a buddy named Joey. He's like, I've known him since I was like 6 years old.
You have a buddy named Joey?
Yeah.
I see Joe here now.
Yeah,
that's my Twitch honey.
Oh, okay, so I like my wife is actually his cousin. That's who hooked us up, Joey. So I owe my marriage to Joey. Shout outs Mr. Mancaruso, Joey Macaroni, fucking love you, bro. But yeah, I would be his wingman. So you literally described the nightmare scenario for most women, but you flipped it.
Oh man,
that's fucking
awesome.
awesome.
I have a trick. I have one trick. So I'm very proud of where I come from, the things that I love. So you can't really see it now on the camera, but this necklace that I have on is actually a. Oh, I hope you could see it.
No,
it's
I can see it on the bigger screen. Oh, got you.
It's a Pikachu, and it's solid gold. This baby right here.
How many carats?
I don't take it off. 18.
Oh, damn.
18 carats. And this is my baby. I always try and wear things and have something on that kind of represents me in a very subtle way.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to have this wallet. It was like this like pleather wallet. Now I wouldn't dream of wearing it because it's just not me. But like, it was this black and gold Triforce wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I was at a bar, anytime if I was getting a drink by myself, I would just, I'd pay for my drink and I would put it down, like right by the table, and I'd just start messing on my phone. And then it would weed out the people who weren't into games, but it would bring in the people who were. So they'd be like, oh, is that a Triforce? Like every single time, is that a Triforce? I'm just like, yes, it is. And then before I know it, conversation. Perhaps a phone number here and there. But honestly, lifelong friends. I've made a lot of friends that way. Just friends doing that. So, but that's the bait. You don't talk to anybody. I talk to no one. Everyone just, they see what you have, and then they're like, oh, my briefcase has a Pikachu plush on it. Like, there's things I do.
Mm-hmm. Dang,
But,
you basically set up the bear trap.
Yes.
Dang, so you're not you're not the you flip the script, because generally speaking, like if we're talking about flirting, girls, whatever, usually girls feel like they're the prey. Like, I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm the hunter. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing I'm the fucking hunter. You set up the bear trap,
God.
you get the bear. It's great. I mean, to your point, I've inked my 2 favorite characters for life onto me. So I feel
that's
you.
so fucking cool. Look at you go. I have no tattoos.
Yeah,
But
that's okay.
I like looking at tattoos.
Mhm.
Like I like when people have them.
Yeah.
I just don't have one.
Mhm.
And I don't know that I will.
Yes.
It's kind of hard. It's a hard decision.
Yeah, so I wear my 2 favorite. Basically, my attitude is Vega, but my body is Honda. I want my
That's so
body like
cool.
Honda, and then the other thing that I wear, especially when I go to the beach and stuff, is this brand. Yes,
Oh,
those are my. That's my wife right here. So I wear her to my heart.
My
You know what I'm saying?
God, that is actually so clever.
I didn't do the neck though. My mom would have been like, "What the fuck, Mike?"
No, that's so interesting. That's actually clever. Question for you.
Yeah, what's up? Are we flipping the script?
I am. You're half Japanese, half Filipino. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Is that why you're named Mike, because you're half Filipino? Because I don't think I've ever met a Japanese guy named Mike.
No, my dad just my father's name is Mike, not Michael. Mike, M-I-K-E. He just liked the name Michael.
And then
That was it. Yeah, I have a Japanese name too. My Japanese
it?
name is Tetsuo, Tetsuo. If you put the letters together, it means man of philosophy.
Oh, an intellect.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I try.
Very cool.
I try.
Very cool.
So we're playing fighting games, Street Fighter 4. You're running tournaments. You play Ken. Tell me why. What? Tell me why. Like, tell me why Ken.
That was a beautiful note.
Thank you.
Why Ken? Oh, so I started out trying to play Chun-Li again in Street Fighter 4. And this girl did not agree with me. She did not want anything to do with me. She was just like, nope, I'm not, like, there's no chemistry here. We're not having any chemistry. And so one day I was pissed. I was just pissed, as the game would make you do. And I just hit random select on my next match, and I got Ken. Jesus Christ, did this man fall in love with me quick, because that was it. That was a wrap. I was like, okay, I can mash this. I can mash that. Things are coming out. This is excellent. I'm going to stick with this, and I'm going to run with it. And that was it. But, like, I grew so attached to his attitude. I grew so attached to the way he is, because Ken's a Chad. And like
He's totally a Chad.
he's such a Chad.
He's such a fucking
but
Chad.
He's a Chad, and he had his moments of like messing around, but he settled down, and he did his thing. He had his kid, so that like he was a Chad, but he had like that was his phase, and then he became like a family man. He loves his wife.
He listened to Guile.
He listened to Guile. Otherwise, he was probably gonna die if he didn't listen to Guile, because Guile would have, he would have messed him up for it. But that was it. And I feel like Chobo always says, I'm always attracted to cocky characters, or blonde characters. She thinks that I'm always attracted.
That's
to
why I
blonde.
chuckled, because she said that in the chat. It literally
did
made
she?
me chuckle. Yeah, she said
Did
she
she?
likes blondes, and then I chuckled a little bit.
Oh, what a twat! She knows me. This girl knows me. We've known each other since we were kids. She knows. But it's not, like, I can't help it. I just like a good attitude. Like, I like a confident guy. Like, I just like a go-getter. Like, if they're about themselves to better themselves, I just think that's great. Because it motivates me to do the same thing.
Damn, so that just answered my other question. What's your type? Boys, men, take notes. Anyone trying to holler at MissPatriciaa, take notes. You better have your shit together. You better not be like that TLC song, because she don't want no scrubs.
Oh, God, no. Well, in game, I'm a scrub, so I can't be like, I can't be too,
I'm just kidding. But that does segue into the conversation. So what, this is my first time interviewing someone of the opposite sex. So what do you look for in a date? Like, what is your, what's your type? Is it Ken? Are you looking for a Chad Ken? Ken Chad?
A Ken Chad. Chobo is gonna tell me. I'm not even looking at chat right now, but I have the strongest feeling that when I say this, she's gonna be like, "No, Patricia's lying." If I say that I don't particularly have a type, she's going to say I'm lying. So, for me, I like a guy who. She's like, all right. Okay, I guess I have a type. A confident guy. I really do like a confident guy who is funny. Like, if you don't make me laugh, then we're not doing anything here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, please make me laugh. If I'm having fun with you and I'm genuinely having like a good conversation that we're just constantly laughing and things are like, the thing is, a relationship is there's so many ups and downs that you need to have that factor in there, because those laughs are what's going to get you through the relationship.
I completely agree.
But god damn, everybody who I've dated, they've always had a drive, a passion for their own thing. Like,
Mhm.
it was never the same. Like, one of them, the first one, he was big into his music, big musician. Now he's a big musician, married with, his name was also Mike. Shout outs to Mike, my first boyfriend, taught me a lot of lessons. My second one was huge business guy, like huge into business, had his own businesses.
Was he a Chad?
Was he a Chad?
I'm giving you that look. You better tell me.
He was the Chad. Chobo, was Justin a Chad? I don't know if he was a Chad. I wouldn't say he was a Chad. I would like.
He was a go-getter. He was ambitious.
He was a go-getter.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say he was a go-getter. And the third was huge into video games, like, but he was good, and he did his thing, and he's getting where he needs to get, and I'm happy for all of them. Like, they all went and did their thing, but they've all motivated me to be a better person, and they all motivated me to go find things. And once I feel like I lose that in somebody, once I feel like they're not supporting me, I need somebody that's supportive. That's the main thing. If you're not supportive of the things that I want to do, because I want to do everything. I want to do everything, and I want to achieve things. I want to make my mark in this industry. I want to do amazing things. And if you're not going to support me while doing it, I don't know if we can continue.
Yeah.
Like, that's just,
I feel you. I 100% feel you, because person in my position, by the way, it ain't this mic. Sorry. But like a lot of the guys that I know, with the exception of everyone in the FGC, but like a lot of just like the guys I know in passing and acquaintances and everything else, they're always like, dude, like, your wife just lets you play games? I'm like, yeah, like, what? I'm not out in bars getting drunk. I'm not womanizing fools. I'm not like, I'm just in my zone, just playing games, trying to mash buttons, and like it just from someone who has that support. Like, I hope whoever it is, boys, pay attention. But once you find that, all I can say is, from someone who's married to like the perfect mate for me, don't let it go. Once you find it, don't fucking let it go. Do what you can to fucking keep that shit. I'm telling you, it's gonna make your life, like, not that I'm saying your life isn't good right now, not that I'm not gonna be like, oh, you gotta be married to be happy. No, fuck that shit. If you find it, don't let it go. Just from me to you, like, no chat, no, when you find it, don't fucking let it go. Do what you can to work. But anyways, sorry, I went there. You made me all emotional.
Made me cry. That's too loud.
Yeah. So right now, you could say, on the relationship side of things, we could call you a free agent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am a free agent.
Seeking a contract, whatever you want to call it, whatever sponsorship term you want to call it. But free agentry, free agency.
I'm not. I mean, I am a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
As of this moment, I'm not looking for any contracts, because I think that I spent. I got out of a relationship. March will be 1 year officially.
Okay.
And it was an 8-year relationship.
Oh, wow.
So it was long, and we learned a lot from each other. And I can honestly say that, like, the time spent, everything that I'm doing now, like I accredit it to Chobo a lot. She's the person who kind of brought me out of my shell again, because I had kind of closed myself off a little bit, and I just was like, I think I was video game depressed. I don't know. I stopped playing video games for like 3 years. Towards the end of my relationship, and I felt like I wanted to do my best to kind of just support him. It wasn't his fault that I kind of backseated myself, but I did. I backseated my own self.
I see.
And I kind of just like, I became I just became a quiet family woman, I think. And
the support system. You became the support system.
I became primarily the support system, and I was happy to do it, but I kind of didn't give myself the time to go do my things, you know? And because of that, I guess I got very depressed.
Yeah.
And Chobo I swear, I became a warlord in Hulu. I was like a warlord in Hulu. I have seen every show. I have reran every show. And anytime Chobo would come over, she'd be like, Patty, she'd be like, Betty, let's play some games. And I'm just like, I would always be like, all right, or like the pull to get her to come over. I'd be like, yo, you trying to chill? She's like, yeah, let's, what are we gonna do? Sometimes she would come over and we would just sleep. Like, that's the friendship I have with Chobo. She'd just come over and she would lay under the covers with me and we'd just fall asleep.
That's awesome.
And then when we would wake up, she'd be like, you want to play some games? And I'd be like, I would turn on the Xbox and I would just put Hulu on. And she didn't say anything. And this went on for like 3 years. And finally one day, this girl broke and was just like, I've had enough. And she was like, can you stop? And then we transitioned to PS4. But she was like, can you stop? She was like, we'll play anything. It's like, you bait me every time. You always say we're gonna play games, and we don't. I miss my friend. I miss my buddy. Like, I don't have another girl to play games with that's actually good at games. Like, nothing. And she was like, I was just sitting there, just like this, just like listening, and my eyes, I just felt them getting wider and wider and wider. And then finally, she was just like, so can we play a game? And I'm just like, yeah, start with King of Fighters. And like, I just quietly turned the game on, and like, that's how we started.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have to hold that fist in my throat right now, because it's such a, everyone has those moments where they have that person to like pull them up, especially after a really bad relationship. It just reminded me of another person who was kind of like that when I had a bad relationship breakup, but she was a lot less nice. It was my aunt, God rest her soul, Auntie Jyoti. I remember, like, I broke up with this girl, 4 years, I was depressed, and all it took my aunt to say is, and then I'm gonna sound like Joe Coy, and this is what she sounds like because she's my Filipino aunt, but I was sad, eating, and she's like, Mikey, I have to tell you something. I was like, what, Auntie? Because she could tell I wasn't eating and whatever. She's like, your ex-girlfriend? I never fucking liked her. She was a bitch. And then she left it at that.
That shit. Oh, so great.
But
I
we all,
aunts.
Everyone has their auntie moment, and it looks like Chobo was your auntie, pulling you out of the hole. Everyone needs that person to pull them out of the hole. Yep. Like, real talk, fist right here. I was like, that's why I had to wipe the one tear. Right now.
Yeah, Chobo has pulled me out of many, many ruts. She has, like, I don't know, like, there's reasons why people come into your life, and like, meeting her, we didn't really interact too much in middle school or in high school, to be quite honest with you. I was still preoccupied with my first boyfriend at the time. I was never in school.
Boys.
Yeah, boys. I was that girl. I was fucking boy crazy at the time. And, like, it was, but I'm glad I did that, because I can't even imagine being 31 and clingy. Like, good God, I can't. That would scare me. I would be very scared.
Your eyes would be bigger than they are right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I couldn't. I feel like someone my age couldn't survive if I was just having my first boyfriend now. That that would be very hard.
Stage 4 clinger. Stage 4 clinger.
Yeah, like no way. Get out of town. Now I'm very like, you do your thing, babe. I do my thing. We'll talk when we have a moment. But it flows. Like it's very comfortable. Everybody
Yeah.
does their thing. It's great. And then when we have a moment to talk, like that's it. Like let's, bang bang boogie. But like I couldn't imagine. But Chobo has she's been there for all of my relationships, I would say. She's the first to be like, I don't like him. Or like, I like him.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
She'll be like, oh, I never liked that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like anytime there was like some prospect that would be starting to come around. And usually any of the guys that she doesn't particularly like, they don't last.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because I'm listening to her. It's just she already subconsciously knows my type, and she just knows like what's gonna end up happening. I think.
Yeah, man, I gotta say I don't miss those days. I really don't miss those days anymore. It's just I got what I need. It's all good. Sorry, I just remember those days. I don't remember them fondly.
Man.
I don't remember them fondly. Yeah, but apart from Street Fighter, you mentioned King of Fighters. Are there any other fighters that you like playing, like outside of streaming? I'm not even talking about streaming. Just like recreational time. It's like time for Patty to like play some other game other than Street Fighter that doesn't make them want to blow their brains out in ranked mode. Capcom. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I've always been a big fan of Capcom. Capcom owns my soul. I gave it to them already, like years ago. I was always big into the Devil May Cry series. I was big into I had a shooter phase. I was playing Halo and Call of Duty for a long time.
Nice.
When Call of Duty Zombies came out, like your girl didn't sleep. Your girl was not sleeping. And it was okay. Oh, I had a DDR phase, yeah. But like DDR always was mixed with something because I would go home and play something else, and that was big. But I was really excited when the Master Chief Collection came out. I think I have every collector's item. I love pre-order items. I love big items. I'm such a collector, and I would put all those games on reserve. Fighters. I think I played just about every fighter, but I was always invested in Street Fighter.
Okay.
Like, yeah. I don't think there was a fighter that I didn't play. Even Darkstalkers was one of I really loved. That soundtrack was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Morgan was my first anime crush, so yeah, I feel you. Morgan,
You would think mine would be Ken, but it was actually Terry Bogard.
That makes sense, but he's also blonde, so it looks like Chobo's got a point. Point Chobo. Check Chobo. I got you.
His attitude. It's his attitude.
Yeah. Now you got two married people in your ear. Me and Chobo.
Oh yeah. The Chobo wedding. Was
all
nice.
The blondies. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I can't.
So you're on this journey as a streamer. I saw that you have like a just like myself, I'm partnered up with Arcade Shock. Shout outs West Coast. Is it like a shampoo sponsor? You have a shampoo?
Oh, yes, actually, Nature Labs Tokyo is a paraben-free, sulfate-free shampoo. And everyone's like, is that a bong? Is Patricia holding a bong?
It looks like a beaker
honey.
to me. Like a chemistry beaker.
Chobo said they were potions. But the shampoo and conditioner, on my chat, if you, like, and it's on my Instagram too. But if you hit, like, !, my hair in my chat, you'll get 20% off your first order. First of all, I never, ever, ever partner up with somebody who, if I don't like their product, I'm not going to. I would never. I can't bring myself to do it because I feel like I'm just lying to you. But this is, people have asked me about my hair so many times that finally I was just like, all right, let's try and get this partnership. And I did. And I love my hair. Chobo says it all the time.
You got great hair.
I
I know what good hair looks like. Because my hair used to be
hair.
about this length back in the day.
And that is what keeps it voluminous. And I, aside from all of my freaking vitamins that I take, that I look like an old lady just with this pill box because I'm just doing preventative care, trying to age like Jennifer Lopez here.
Nice.
We're on a journey.
Because your love don't cost a thing, right?
Yeah, that's it. It don't cost a thing.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. But speaking of sponsorships, everything else, is there like a dream sponsor that you have? I asked King Rexy the same thing on the last episode. He said Nike. Is there like a out of the blue, think outside of the realm of the FGC? If X company said, Patty, we need you to be the spokesperson for esports, and we're X company, what is that X or Y company? I won't leave you to one because I have like 3 that I would love. But what are some of yours? We already got the shampoo. Your hair's covered. So what the hell else?
Wait, it could be any company.
Any fucking company.
Oh shit. Tory Burch, and the reason I would say Tory Burch is because first of all, I love high fashion.
Mm-hmm.
That's just.
I've seen your Instagram. It's quite apparent.
I make enough money to try and afford high-fi. I will always try and make sure that I'm the one getting these things myself. This is my passion. This is what I like.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're like that Destiny's Child song. In other words.
How many songs do you know? Because I'm sitting here. I'm like, which song?
All the women independent. Throw your hands up at me. All the mamas making dollars. Dude, I played music for a long time, so I literally have a jukebox of like songs in like at least 3 different languages: Spanish, English, Japanese, in my head. So don't mind me.
I believe you. But I would say
so Tory Burch,
because Tory actually is a huge advocate for women in business. And their representation is very solid. I actually attend, like once a week, they have these seminars on like small businesses, how to maximize profits in this area, or how to maximize in your social media platforms, and like all this. And I try my hardest to pay attention, because the thing with my field is, and my profession is, that it's constantly ever changing.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're not keeping up with marketing today, tomorrow it's going to change on you, and before you know it, some only Instagram supply company is going to come out with their own platform, and you have to find out how to keep up with theirs and put stuff out there. So it's I really, really love that company supports, and they don't discriminate on what kind of companies they support, because the reason I started becoming so active in knowing that is because there's a company called Hypeland that actually sells kind of like streetwear apparel, and I bought these like these gray like joggers, but on the pant they have like Itachi and Sasuke on it. So it's like, has like the Uchiha clan like stuff on it.
That's like Naruto, right? I didn't watch Naruto. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. It is. And like I bought Chobo some Hunter x Hunter apparel from there, because I love Hunter x Hunter. And I have like my Killua hoodie. All of that stuff I found out through them, because they were the ones who came out and were just like, oh yeah, we're Tory Burch and we're supporting this company, this small business. And I was like, they support an anime business? That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So like ever since then I was like, okay, I'm totally supportive of them. I like that they're really trying to promote women in business, and I think that we as women need to stop acting like the only thing we have to offer is tits and ass, and do something to kind of keep that retention, because it's so important for our brains. Like not even just us, it's our fucking brains. I think that's just so crucial, and I like it keeps you classy, just my mother wouldn't be happy if I had myself an OnlyFans. She'd be like, what the fuck is this, Patricia? Like, this is what you do? I'd be like, that shit ain't me, dog. Like, yeah, my mother wouldn't be too happy.
Yeah. Speaking of your mother, what does your mother think of all this? What does Mama Patty think of the streaming and the revenue and this and that? I remember when I told my mom, I hit affiliate, I can make money on Twitch. My dad was like, wait, what? Like, oh, that's cool, Mike. That's cool. now lift these weights. Because I was, at most of our conversations when we were lifting weights with each other, all my mom did was like hit me on the back, point at me, and just do this, and she walked away.
Well, my mom, I think this is the thing. I'm a very secretive person.
Okay.
Until I don't like to talk about things unless they come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that mistake with my job recently because I ended up not getting this job.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm beating myself up for it because I'm just like, fuck, Patricia, why did you have to open your fucking mouth? But it's something that I guess I took this very seriously. I tried not to. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to take streaming seriously. I didn't want to think anything of it. My first stream before I went live, I thought to myself, I'm like, we're only gonna get 10 viewers at most, because I have very supportive family and supportive friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not the case at all. My very first stream, we had organically 50 people, and within hours of the night, I'm actually very acquainted with Justin Wong.
Mm-hmm.
So he saw that I was streaming, and he hosted me his 300 viewers for that night.
That's awesome.
And I was like, I hadn't seen this man in years. I hadn't spoken to him in probably about a year or two. And I was so humbled by the fact that I was remembered, because I had stepped out of the scene for 3 years, I would say. Just quiet. Present but not present. And the fact that I was remembered was just so oh my God. I couldn't help but feel so humbled by that experience that I was like, okay. So then, and all of my mods were on voice chat with me that night. All of them. I only have 5 mods. So when the night ended, I shut the camera off, and I let out this big sigh. I was sitting in this chair, and I was just like, I was like, okay. And Shovel was like, you hit affiliate already, you know that. And I'm like, okay. That's done. She's like, the only thing you need to do is your hours. You hit your average, you hit your following, it's done. One average could, that's it. You had. And so I was like, okay. And we started kind of formulating how we were going to start really reaching out to a community without going too hard in there. And I'd say it was successful. And then my brother, started following me on Twitch, and he was like, well, this is Patricia doing her thing. And he was like, I told mom what you do, and my mom was like, I'm gonna make a name called Betty's mom, and because every time she calls, I'm streaming, and I'm just like, Mom, I can't pick up, I'm streaming. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna make a Twitch name, and I'm gonna go in there, and I'm gonna talk to you and your friends. And I'm like, okay, Mom, that's fine. Just make sure that you label yourself correctly. Put Betty's mom. You think that she did? I think she did too. That was my mother. And I think she doesn't know what to make of it yet. And I don't like to make too many grand gestures Mom, we're gonna do this, we're gonna make all this money, because I still don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah. I could lose all my followers today. I don't know. I believe in what I'm doing, and even when I have doubts, I have a really excellent support system. And my mom, when I told her about the hair sponsorship, I told her about that 2 days ago. We were shoveling snow together. And she was like, oh, am I going to get shampoo? And I'm like, yes, mother, you're going to get shampoo. That's fine. I will get you that. I think she's just waiting to give an opinion. She's just like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. But I know her. When someone says that's nice in the way that she says it, she's still the gears are turning.
Same as my mom. She's
not sure yet. Yeah.
Sometimes no words spoken is better than words spoken, But yeah, I get it. I'm fully behind you. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I started thinking to myself, oh, maybe I could do this seriously, I think I just found you on happenstance, and like you were super cool. And I was like, hell, I'm super cool too. I could totally do this. Like you were one of like the motivations to be able to start doing this. And look at where we are now. I have a goddamn computer now. This is a computer. This isn't a PS4. It's not the PS4 stream. It's not like the PS4 base. Oh yeah, by the way, shout outs to MTXWRL for helping me with this beautiful build. Beautiful build. I can't tell. And this is a Vans sticker because I love Vans. I got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it's you know, it is, you know, because the generations are different, and it's hard to kind of bridge those gaps together. And I, you know, like I have, like, my parents are immigrants, so they came to the country in like the late 80s, and now, you know, like they're pretty hip to cool, like they're pretty hip to things. They're pretty hip parents. I'd say I grew up with the cool parents, you know. So, you know, I brought this computer over because I didn't want to leave it in my car because my dad needed help putting Wi-Fi back in the house. So I bought like the gaming router and stuff. And he's like, Mike, this is your computer? This thing a beast. I'm like, yeah, it's you know, it's nice. But you know, to kind of segue into the next thing here, you know, you're a woman in gaming doing her thing. What do you think would help appeal to that audience, to that particular demographic, like women, younger girls or whatever else, to say, hey, look, you know, and you kind of said it yourself, like, you know, your goodies are your goodies, so no OF, no OnlyFans, right? That's, if I could make that assumption, that's my goodies, you know. What would you say to like a young woman streamer who is trying to make her way, but doing it the way that you're doing it without having to like overly expose her? And by the way, not a knock on anyone who has OnlyFans or who's doing any of that sort of work. Do what you got to do to make your money. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I respect it. I respect you for doing that and having that confidence to be like, fuck it, here it is. Michael Jackson. But, you know, for those who aren't, you know, who are kind of shy about their body and they just want to let the skill or let the personality speak for themselves, what would be your tip to those young ladies that are just looking to put their foot into this space? Fucking Maxi. Fuck.
I just saw that. I was like, yeah.
Here I am trying to be serious in this motherfucker. But please go on.
Oh man.
I told you this wasn't going to be easy.
Oh god. A support system is essential. You can't do things like these things are not to be done by yourself. Like, as much as people think or may ask if I kind of act alone on these things, I don't. I really don't. I have constant support from people in my life that, and it's not a, the thing is, I know many people, but there's very few in the circle, like very few in the circle, and I'm way okay with that. Like, that's perfect, because it keeps the quality of my friendships high. And there were moments, I would say, where perhaps maybe if I didn't have the right influences in my life, maybe I would have been that girl who would have like the controller in her hand and just being like, you know, or like, you know, just there could have been moments where I would have given into that, because there is it's such a big self-esteem thing, I would think. I feel like a lot of us doing things on social media could be very big victims to that attention that is gained on there. And it's a very, it can be very quick, euphoric, and done very fast. So like, it's just a quick high that people get, and then it's on to the next selfie, you know, like that's it, you know. And if people really want to be able to go out there and just doing their things just to play the game, I like implore them to find like-minded people who have like the same mindset to kind of keep each other going with that strength, because it's not easy. It's really not. But I mean, everyone goes to the beat of their own drum.
Yeah.
I mean, like they, you know, not necessarily knocking the people who do have that, like that MO with what they do on their streams or on their accounts or like on social medias in general, but it's just, I respect what you do, but it's just not me.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just not me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay that you do that, and it's okay that I do this.
Mm-hmm.
I just would like to, like Miss Ari. I love Miss Ari. She's so great.
No, she's
Shout outs to
fucking
Miss Ari
awesome.
Baistra.
Also,
She-
going to the
she
UPS store
found-
after this to send you your stick.
Aw, like she found my channel through you. Is that
I think
don't,
so.
I don't remember.
It's
the story
one or the other. It's either
completely.
like it happened either this way, either way.
Yeah, either one. But I think I met you 1st.
Mhm.
And then I think you found the channel by chance. Oh, and we would just happen to be acquainted.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Miss Ari, I like her personality. She's a very, very sweet girl.
Wonderful,
And
wonderful person.
I like that she's about the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and she's an artist. Like, I love people with talent. I like surrounding myself with people who have things to show me. And it
Mhm.
sounds selfish because I feel like some days, even me, some days I feel like I don't have anything to offer except for just my emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but sometimes that's all people want.
Absolutely.
That emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could give more. Like to the people that I love, I wish I could give them everything. I really do. Because I've been lucky enough to have been given so much. Like I've been given so much, and I want to make sure that everybody in my life is taken care of, and that they're happy. And there's a lot of people who unfortunately don't have a support system.
Yeah.
So, but exploring that support system or trying to find it is like the first step to really creating something. I think a foundation for yourself that kind of gives you that pillar of strength.
Yeah,
in my
it's
opinion.
yeah, you need the support system. You need people who are kind of driving towards the same goal. It's like caravanning to, like, let's say New York, caravanning to New York. You can all take different freeways to get to, you know, Chinatown Fair, or different modes of transportation, but all of you have the same end goal. One will take maybe the commuter train, the side streets, if that's even possible, but I think you have to take a bridge into the city, so that's neither here nor there. But, you know, there's a lot of different ways to do it, and I think that's wonderful advice. You know, like, don't, you know, do what you think feels right. If you feel that, you know, the OnlyFans route, or like the you know, the just I hate to sound so like boomery, but, you know, like the risque route.
I'm a boomer too.
Yeah, same here.
The
You know,
risque.
the
I like that.
the risque route.
The
then-
menage a trois route.
yeah,
I like
then
that.
do what you gotta. Then that's great, you know, because people are gonna consume the content, and then, you know, you use that as your hook to pull you in. I think just from me personally, I think the reason why I kind of resonated to your channel and how when I found it, whatever, I'm like, oh shit, she's just playing games. Like, I don't have to like stare at anyone's titties or do like I don't like, you're not putting your titties in my face to make me watch you play the game. It's like, oh, you're playing the game, and then like you're like, I was like, hey, let me hop in the lounge, and then you let me hop in, and then you hopped in here back when I was playing on the PS4 days. Spooky Bird, thank you for being the doorman to my lounges, because every time I try to invite people, this shit would crash on the PS4. So I had the homies helping me invite people and stuff like that. But no, real talk, like that. I enjoy that. That's the kind of content that I like to enjoy, is because like you're playing the game, and that's just the one shout out to you I will say is like, thank you for just playing the game, being yourself, and being here and letting me enjoy you. Is that letting me enjoy the content? There it is.
No, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
I really, that means a lot. Like anytime I feel like, I don't know, I just want to make sure that this community that we build is a good one, you know, and I have nothing but thanks and gratitude to everybody who's been here with me since day one. Like Maxie has been a day oneer. He's actually been like a day negative 20, because Chobo started streaming first, actually.
Oh, okay.
And then it kind of segued into me. She pushed me to do my own stream, and I had Maxi, Rexy, Resist, just to name a few, Amy, Lalapras, and they all were really, they all had a role, and they were all happy to give. They were all happy to do it, and I couldn't ask for anything more. I really couldn't. And along the way, I started meeting so many incredible people and being given that support. So I tried my best to give that support back. You know, just like just a quick shout out. I was gifting a couple of subs to
Muscle Noob's channel yesterday, and he was just like, "Oh my god, bro, needs to chill," because like I was just like, it's been like it was like 3 days in a row. I was like 5, 5, 5, you know, just take it, just take it, just take it.
Yeah.
And like, he was just like, "Why is this girl being so nice?" And I'm just like, well, if you can give a shout out to Muscle Noob on the chat, on the stream chat, because he is actually somebody who I've grown to appreciate and admire, because he has his own journey and is a huge advocate for mental health. And he's a Ken player. So like, I love me a Chad. Like, I love me a Chad. But aside from all of that, like, this man has so much substance that I feel like there was a time where maybe he had had his negatives and ups and downs in his own journey, but I met him when he's had this like glow up, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And now, and like, he's close to hitting partner. I'm very proud of him. He's got his own tournament series that he's doing. He did Battle of the Dawns today, and it's all in UK times. It's like 7 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
Poor thing's probably asleep by now. But
Wait, no, 7 a.m. in UK? No, it's more like
it's
closer to the
5 hours.
afternoon.
For me, well, we're in
Oh,
East Coast.
okay, duh. Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, 7 p.m.
PM.
Sorry,
Yeah.
You're right.
No, I only know that
Sorry.
because my right now would be the time where I can't talk to my main boss at Hori because he's talking to the UK.
Ah,
So that's why I'm like, wait, no, that's wrong, because I know, because that's when like the UK office is trying to fuck right off. They're like, stop fucking calling me, Mike. Like, I don't want to fucking talk to you. Like, I want to go to the pub.
Aww. So like, I really do appreciate what he stands for, and he's such a good guy. Like that man is a ride or die for the people he loves, and like, I admire that so much in him. And also to Nightmare Effect too. Like, when I met him, he was like, the instant me and him both met, I think there was a connection there, and we feed off each other. And like, if I'm hosting, if I'm about to host somebody, I see him on, I host. If he sees me that I'm on, he hosts me. And like, we've just been integrating communities, and like, it's become such a family scenario that like, we're all now in this huge like support system bubble. So I couldn't be more appreciative of them and what they have done for me, honestly. So just shout outs to Nightmare Effect, because he's such a fantastic all-around player. He's making his mark. He's going to do big things, and he's also on the road to partner as well. So
For
lucky
sure.
to be in their presence, lucky to know them both.
Yeah, I enjoyed Nightmare. If you're still here in the chat, I enjoyed the your bok-bocking on the chicken suit that one time. That was legit. I almost made you spit your drink out. You know.
Oh man,
Well,
that was good.
It looks like we're getting to the fun part of. Well, this whole thing was fun. That was a bad segue. Looks like we're getting close to the grand finale. There it is, the crescendo, if you will, into the thing. So, for last question, and then we'll go into that one thing that you suggested instead of the quickfire round. So, are there any other talents that some would regard as strange or far-fetched or off the beaten path that you have that you'd like to share? I'll share mine so you don't feel so whatever. I've played the trombone from when I was 8 years old to like seriously until 22, so like 12 years. I can still play the trombone. I still play an okay trombone, and I also sang in choir when I was in middle school, so that's why I can sing. So that along that line, what do you got, or if you have any that you care to share?
I was a huge choir geek. Like, I love singing. I like that's the jam. Like, I'm telling you, New York or Cali, that's it. Like, we're going to hit up all those karaoke spots, and like, that's a wrap.
That's what I'm talking about.
But like, I don't know, talent. Chobo, do I have any talents? I don't know. Help! I need a lifeline. Help! Help! Hey, listen.
Yeah, MTX, you're definitely right. We'll definitely take her to Don's Arcade when she comes out here. Also, Disneyland. That's with the Disneyland
I've
with the
never been to
Kagiwadas.
Disney.
Yeah.
I've never been to Disney. I would like to go to Disney.
Yeah. So we got you.
That's
I
a
got
dream.
the ultimate tour guide, but she's asleep right now.
Oh, poor thing. She works so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I was a huge choir geek, and if Chobo doesn't have any talents of mine that I have, then I think I'm out. I'm out
Right.
on that. Yeah.
So usually, what my idea, she says voices. So like, yeah, that did sound like the little fairy
the
thing.
Navi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
That's the
I
gist.
usually like to do quick fire round, but you know, since I am actually a pretty big fan of the Ellen show as well, you suggested that we do some Never Have I Ever.
She's
So
the best. I fucking
she's
love
great.
That girl.
So I have my sign, have or
Oh, I have mine too.
Have
I hope
not.
everybody can see it. I have. I should
we
have done
good?
it the other way. And I have never. I have never.
okay, have and have not, they're the same thing. Okay.
Fine.
So I didn't order these in like most scandalous to least scandalous. So I guess I'll start with
Okay.
the baby shit first. Never have I ever broken up via text. Okay.
I was young. I was very young. It was like a month relationship. It wasn't
Alright.
go
It's
anywhere.
okay. It's okay. On the opposite side of that coin, never have I ever been broken up with via text. Okay. We're a couple of assholes.
Oh my god. I can't.
Okay. Never have I ever been engaged. This is obvious for me, because... Okay. I could have just done this.
Yes, you could have. But
Alright.
the signs are fine. The
Yeah,
signs are fine.
that's fine, that's fine.
Okay.
Pondered creating an OnlyFans account.
Oh
What?
my god, Kagiwadas. You've never you've pondered it?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. I just thought it might be a funny thing to do. I didn't say what substance I'd put on there.
I guess you're right.
I've literally said I need to start an
my God.
OnlyFans for like my cooking and just do food porn, like a food porn OnlyFans.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Uh-huh.
because
Yeah.
you know this is all for Mrs. Kagiwada right here. Anything
Right.
here under this is all Mrs. Kagiwada. But my food, I get food porn all day,
You right?
all every
Okay.
day.
Fair
So
enough.
this one is namely for you, but never have I ever rigged a tournament bracket in order to get a particular matchup, aka a grudge match or a match that I particularly wanted to see. I've never done a tournament, so by default it's have not. So the answer's on you.
I've been tempted to, but I have never.
Oh, okay, cool, fair. I
I've been
like it. I like it.
I have been tempted to,
Mm-hmm.
but I never did it.
Never have I ever hooked up with someone at a major tournament or local. I don't know why I'm celebrating.
Oh my god! I was dating in the FGC! This is the boyfriend that I had for so long!
I know.
We hooked up at every tournament! Oh my god! Crazy.
What was the other one? Okay, so you've traveled tournaments, whatever. Never have I ever gone commando because I've underpacked a trip bag. Gone commando. Okay, cool.
Who hasn't? Come
Alright,
on,
I
who
know.
hasn't?
Yeah, that's-
like, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
too few underwear, like,
Mm-hmm. I feel it. I feel it.
You
Never have I ever sung karaoke plastered. Alright. Alright. Cool. Alright. Couple more. Never have I ever had a, like, I wouldn't even say crush. Let's go a step further. An infatuation with a fictional character. Okay, who?
Vegeta.
Morgan.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. And then the last one, and I think this is the best one. Never have I ever walked out on a date mid-date. Middle of the date. You haven't even paid for, just to premise it, haven't paid for dinner. It literally in the middle, in the dead fucking center of the date. Never have I ever walked out on a date in the dead middle of the date. I'll let you think about it. Don't put it up yet, because I want us to do this at the same time.
Oh, okay, so wait. Okay, could it be... Alright, so like you had dinner, and then you were gonna go do things, and then you realized that stuff was kind of bad, and then you were just like, okay, I'm not doing this, and then it's like, could that... It's still the whole date, like we're still in the date. Like,
yeah, I'll leave it to you. So for the timeline, let's say the date was dinner and dessert, and you left at dinner, then that's the middle.
But if I leave at dessert, but dessert is another thing, that's...
You know what the middle should be. I think you have a feeling, you know.
It was a bad tryst. Just, you know, like, you just know. It's
Yeah,
not
you know
happening,
what?
my
Mine
friend.
was,
like, nope.
Mine's the worst. That's not the worst. It's pretty bad. But like, we were having like Korean barbecue, all you can eat, the kind where you have to pay the same amount for both people. And in the middle, I bounced. Like, we met there, but I bounced. I didn't even pay for it. I was like, I'm done. Like, she's kept fucking chirping. Like, she's...
You left because she couldn't stop talking? Oh
no,
my
well, here's the
God.
thing. It's like, okay, how are you doing? I'll give you the example. How are you doing? Oh my God, my day. I have to tell you. So today I went to the mall and there was this really cute dress that I like, but then I was like, I don't know if I like yellow, but then I tried it on, but then I was like, do I really like yellow? And go on.
I met those girls.
So what do you do for a living? I was like, oh, I work at, oh my God, Best Buy. I fucking love Best Buy. Which Best Buy do you work at? Like, oh my God, do you get a good discount? And then it just like went on for that. So I had brisket, samgyeopsal, up to large intestine, and then she chewed my ear out for saying eating large intestine. I'm like, I'm Filipino. I like the cuts. Eat a dick, lady. But, you know, just not mine because I'm leaving in the middle of the state and you're going to pay for it now.
Oh my God.
And then
I
blocked her number.
Oh my God. Was this like a plenty of fish date or what? Like, was this an app?
I think it was like a friend of a friend. And, you know, yeah, that was bad. She was I hate to say that, she was Filipina, and you know, I had a long relationship with a Filipina girl, and she wasn't like that, but I was just like, fuck, you're like the textbook Phil Am. Sorry guys, I know this, I don't know if it's Twitch friendly or whatever, but I was just like, you just won't shut the fuck up. Let me have a word. And then I just left.
Yeah.
And then my friend was like, dude, what the fuck, like I'm like, dude, she just wouldn't shut up. You didn't tell me you had a chirper. She was like a fucking, she was like a sidekick, or the Boost Mobile.
So I heard, okay, so I'm starting to learn a little like UK slang language, whatever. So like, I've been noticing that people refer to girlfriends as like bird.
Yeah, that's
so they'll be like, I didn't know that. I'm just like, oh, a bird. Like a parrot? Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
or they say like the old bird is like your wife.
The old bird. Oh wow. I didn't know that. I had no clue. I'm starting to learn that now. But the reason I left, the dude, we had a great conversation.
Was he blonde?
He was no.
Okay.
No, he was it was like a brown. He had brown hair.
Okay.
And it was good conversation. And like, you know, we got into his car and like I guess dessert, you could say, for lack of a better term, started to happen. And then I noticed that the dessert was actually not good. And so I just
may have pretended to receive a phone call and had to pick up my sister that I don't have.
You had to pick up Chobo
airport.
at the
I
airport?
had to pick up Chobo at the airport that I didn't have. And like, you know, it was like late. It was very late. And he was just like, oh, like you guys didn't plan this? And I'm like, no, it was an emergency. The other one fell through. And like her cards aren't working, so she can't, you know, for money, like for the thing. So bye. And that was that. He called again afterward and I was like, I don't think that this is gonna work out. And I would have told him if he asked, but he did not ask. And that's that. He should have said, no worries, I'll drive you there. I'm like, no, it's okay, it's fine. Yeah, poor thing. But
Yeah, I got a call back too, and I answered, and it was like, hey, you still owe me for dinner, and then I just hung up.
oh my god, you little savage boy.
Look, she works too. She got a job too. Why I gotta pay for you to just fucking flap your gums? Like, are you interested in me, or are you just interested in yourself? Like, fuck out of here.
Chirp, chirp, chirp. That's where the whole bird thing
Fucking
came in.
Boost
They-
Mobile.
they chirp. I would be scared to be called a bird because I'd be like, are you saying that I'm talking so much? Like, I
Oh,
would be
shit,
so
Chobo's got
freaked-
a-
I would be so scared.
Is my wife quiet? No, not really, but we can conversate. Yeah, MTX, she is not quiet, and she'll be the first one to tell you fuck you if she loses in a game of Street Fighter. Even me. Like, we've played, you know, I think there's a local called Worlds Collide. I think I sent you the VOD before, Patty, but there's a VOD of me and my wife playing, and I underestimated her by playing Kage in the first game of our set, and she beats me with her Seth, and I'm like, oh fuck, I need to play Vega now. I win that set, and then we go like final game, final round, and all the boys are saying, oh, when she beats me the first time, because I do the dumb thing. I was trying to style on her. We were both on stream. I think Azad, who's the tournament organizer there, put us together for the sake of stream, which, shout out to Azad. Thanks for doing that. That was fun. I was trying to hit Demon, and she just beat me. She just threw me into the corner, because I was like, you know how like when you play on ranked, you purposefully get hit to build V-trigger and to build meter?
I just
Like,
play.
because you're blocking? Okay, I like to entertain. I'm an entertainer. If I can beat you in the flashiest of ways, I will risk it to do that. Because I
See,
want
I'm
to...
not like that. I just need
I
to
wanna
get in there, kill
put-
you, and buy. That's
I want
it.
to put my
I just want
stamp
done.
on it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wanna put my
if I'm
stamp
flashy
on
in
it.
the interim, that's great, but
Yeah.
I need it done. Like,
No, I need pizzazz,
I just
flash, and jazz hands. I'm theatrical. I think that's like the Filipino side of me, where it's like,
from the Philippines.
like
so
my
theatrical.
inner Imelda Marcos, I gotta bust it out. But yeah, anyways, she came close to beating me, and yeah, that was not good. But even now, like, she went from playing Seth back to Ibuki, and she's doing cool things. Like, she'll be on stream every once in a while, and yeah, it's fun. But before I let you go, tell the people where they can find you. Tell us what's going on in the wonderful world of Pati as Chobo.
Betty.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. Betty. When are you gonna stream? I don't know, honey. I'm not sure yet. So my Twitch is twitch.tv/MissPatriciaa with 2 A's, MISS.
Mhm.
As of right now, I am next week I am going to be part of the stream team battle that Stack Bradford has been putting together.
Can't
I'm
wait.
actually not sure. Do you know if the teams have been announced? Because I've been keeping hush because just for the sake of. But if they haven't been announced yet, I'm gonna talk to Stack and then announce it on my stream.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's gonna be next week.
Keep the secrets a secret. It's all good.
Yeah, but also Rival Fools is next week, so that for Stack Bradford's stream team battles, I'm fighting for the gold division on that, and I kind of want to try and go for platinum before next week, but I think I'm reaching a little high there.
Mhm.
But Rival Fools is next week. So
I
please,
joined.
guys,
I
if you're-
entered.
Yes, please make sure that you enter. Johnny Frace is such an amazing advocate for this community.
I'm
He's
gonna
a Jersey head.
I'm gonna
Me and
time
him are
you out
neighbors.
there. Speaking of Johnny Fraze, in 2 weeks, not the week of the 13th, but February 20th, we have the man himself, Johnny Fraze, on Battle History Podcast with Mr. Kagiwada. Praise the phrase, guys. Praise the phrase.
Yes, I love Praise the Phrase. He's so amazing.
Yeah.
And Praise the Phrase is
And
the reason why
we are
I
gonna
have
get-
the stick.
yeah.
Like, that's my stick. Thanks, Johnny Phrase.
Yeah, that is the Espada model, if I remember correctly,
Yes,
right?
it
The
is.
Espada, and Chobo has the don't tell me,
BNB.
the BNB, yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Yes,
the
she's
bread
got
and
the
butter,
BNB.
you know,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you know,
Johnny. So shout outs to Johnny. If you
shout
haven't
outs.
joined Rival Fools, please make sure that you do.
Mhm.
He's just an amazing guy. Deserves all of the praise. Really does his best to provide for the community. He has made it so that he can work within the FGC, making his living. He's got an amazing wife and 2 beautiful girls, and really nice guy. And he's always willing to help the people that are in this community as well.
Yeah.
So Johnny is the person responsible for that. So shout outs to Johnny Fraze. And yeah, so Stream Team Battle, and that is next week. And I think Lud is hosting a tournament too for like, I think rookie to plat players as well that we're also going to join. So anytime that there is somebody that asks me what's going on, I always try and make sure that I give everybody else their shout outs too, because they're the ones hosting events. I'm the one, pretty much just telling you that this is what it's going to be. And how we're all supposed to be there to support it, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah,
So
and
that's that.
also, go tune in there. Support your boy, Mr. Kagiwada. I haven't been on the competition scene for a while, but thanks to, shout outs to MTX, WRL, Time Zero in Canada, Smite Down, JD, all of you guys for training me up, Laughing Coffin. Like, y'all beat my ass all the time so I can beat ass. If I get you Chobo in the other round, I'm going to try and beat that ass too, because we got that rivalry thing going. We got the Honda thing going. It's all from a place of love, but when you're across the screen from me, I'm gonna try and murder you straight up. But again, on a positive note, MissPatriciaa, thank you so much, Patty, for joining me here on the Battle History Podcast. I had an amazing time, and I came close to the tears with some of them stories. Oh my god, thank you so much. Though I very much appreciate it. 2 weeks. I'm taking next week off because I got a chiropractor appointment. But 2 weeks from now, Johnny Fraze again. We're gonna put the announcement here. We got Johnny Fraze on the podcast. For that, I am Mr. Kagiwada. To this side is MissPatriciaa. We'll see you guys later. We're out.
Thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Yep.
Are we hosting anybody or no? Okay.